I was the first girl from my village to ever go to school. I thought school was only for boys. Even the teachers were all men. At school, I felt lonely and embarrassed being the only girl. It felt like a punishment to me. So I decided to drop out. My family was very supportive, but some traditions still had a strong hold. I was 13 when I had my first period. I was not allowed inside my house and had to live in a cowshed for 3 weeks. It was not easy. I hardly slept. Later, I learned about sanitary pads and menstrual hygiene. I promised myself I would never step inside a cowshed again. I eventually went back to school, but in Kathmandu, 500 miles away from my village. Living in the capital was challenging, but I found so many girls my age at the school. I finally felt like I was in the right place. Motivated to work hard, I became the first girl from my village to finish high school. I returned to my village and volunteered with many programs that worked to improve access to community services. I also traveled across Nepal, leading groups working on social issues. It made me realize that when given the opportunity, women can become great leaders and contribute to their communities and society. This is what motivated me to become a deputy mayor, to help people see that women can become leaders and to make other girls realize that they can become great leaders too.
I was born into a poor family. Mummy took care of me and my 5 older brothers while Papa worked in a sugar factory as the sole provider. He struggled to send all of his children to school. He could barely afford the school fees. I was 16 when Papa lost his job, which left my family in financial distress. I had no option but to drop out of school. It happened right before my exams. One day, my teacher came to visit and encouraged me to return to school. He told me the school would waive my tuition fees. This was the happiest moment of my life. I made it all the way to college but had to drop out because I got married and soon became pregnant. There were too many responsibilities to manage as a wife, a mother, and a student. But I did not let my life stop there. My cousin was already into politics and she had always suggested that I should get involved too. Seeing that we have so few women leaders in our society, I decided to run for deputy mayor. I participated in the joint programs training in my early days as a deputy mayor. Unlike other training programs, both men and women attended this one and openly discussed and shared their views on sexual and reproductive health, gender relations, and gender-based violence. This helped me speak about these issues more openly too. Based on what I learned in the training, I started several initiatives on comprehensive sexuality education, not only for students, but also for teachers, parents, and community members, especially for young girls who are not in school and face higher risks of early marriage and abuse. What I have learned should be shared with everyone, and that includes my family too. Small steps lead to big changes.
I first learned about the concept of CSE through the joint program. The training enhanced my understanding of sexual and reproductive health, a subject that can sometimes be sensitive to discuss in communities like mine. I was also able to gain a deeper understanding of gender equality, women's rights, and how to tackle gender-based violence. I can now confidently talk about CSE and convey a clear message to people in my community. It also made me realize that when women learn about their bodies and health, they become more courageous and able to stand up for their rights and promote gender equality. I wish for a society that strives for development and growth.
A society where girls are free to become who they want to be.
I will do everything I can to uplift women and help bring change.
To pave a path for young girls to become the leaders of tomorrow.